Welcome back, Parade Watchers, and it's time for a new history video. Today we'll be looking into the lovable purple dinosaur that you just may believe him, which is of course, Barney. Ever since 1988, this dinosaur has been loved by children with a great big hug from television to stage for over 30 years. But now we get to have some super-duper fun as we look at his history as a giant balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And keep in mind, I'm only going to be talking about the two Barney balloons. Barney made his parade debut in 1994 with the Lions Group, later renamed Lyric Studios, and later Head Entertainment as a sponsor. In terms of his design, it's just generic of him waving to the crowd.
Alright, Katie, now, Cubies. Here he is, kids, your favorite lovable Dino Barney. We had him on the ground at Herald Square, and now he's taking flight.
This is the beloved Barney's premiere as a balloon furnished by the Lions Group.
I love you. And the crowd is going wild for it. He's a big guy, all right. Barney's a skyscraper tall fellow. He's filled with 12,000 cubic feet of helium, and it took 20 gallons of paint to make him just the right shade of purple.
And that'll keep him flying high, Willard. Check out Barney's giant arm waving to the crowd. Waving to that little girl right now.
Katie, it's time to take a little dip, too. Now as we sing, bye-bye, Barney, we love you. My favorite color, purple. Isn't he nice?
NBC's coverage of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade continues after these messages with Blossom star Joey Lawrence, Grammy-winning pop star Natalie Cole, and balloon galore, including Flipper, the big red dog.
He would continue in 1995 and in 1996.
Yankee Dragon, I love it. You know, even before dragons, dinosaurs roamed the earth. But only one is left alive, and we're so lucky, Katie. He's so gentle and purple. Barney. And if he forgets his keys, Barney's tall enough to reach into his sixth floor apartment with her to get them.
That's pretty darn tall, Willard. Barney's pretty young for a dinosaur, by the way. Only 200 million years old next month. He can't even vote yet, but of course kids don't care. They're crazy about him and his friends BJ and Baby Bop, too. They're loving every inch of purple furnished by the Lions Group. And Barney's balloon captain, Michael Garucci, is delighted to hear it. Do you know where Barney lives, Willard?
Of course. Barney lives in your imagination, which Barney says is a super-duper place to be. Barney knows you can go anywhere and do anything in your imagination, even dream of stupendous parades like this.
Willard, David Rohr is director of Pennsylvania's Carlisle High School Big Green Machine Marching Band. Whoo, how's that for a title? And they're a well-oiled machine at that. Their Rent-A-Kid fundraiser was a hit. A nearby Harrisburg business rented 70 band kids to revamp their big store. Willard, Barney is big. I'm talking big. He's not your garden variety superstar. We're talking Megasaurus. And now the so-called Elvis of the preschool set has entered the parade as a balloon provided by Lyric Studios. Barney joined us for the first time back in 1994. That would put it at his age at, what, I think 200 million and three?
I could do a special on him.
Broadway salutes Hollywood, from the Silence to that devilish Woody Woodpecker and that gorgeous Shirley Jones. Party on when the Macy's Parade continues live on NBC. NBC's telecast of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is being sponsored in part by Cotton Incorporated, who wishes you and your family peace and joy in the holiday season. Cotton, the fabric of our lives.
we come into his most notable year in 1997. Not only to promote his featured film, Barney's Great Adventure the Movie, set to be released on April 3rd, 1998, but unfortunately, it was a very windy Thanksgiving for all the balloons, as all of them were lowered to the ground for safety, but it wasn't safe enough for a couple of them. Barney ended up being one of them. But interesting enough, the Barney balloon was actually delayed at the parade's starting line, as he was supposed to be behind the Allen High School band from Allen, Texas. But that was because the Quick Bunny balloon that was in front of Barney at 77th Street had a difficult time to get in its position behind another band before the Barney's Great Adventure float. But because of the winds, the handlers and pilots did not get him until the position where the Barney balloon was supposed to be. So Barney was pushed back behind the Westward Hoedown float with Tim McGraw. But then came Times Square. The winds were getting worse and worse for the handlers and pilots. So much so, they had to hold him so tightly, they had to lie down on the road to make him still. But it was too late. As the side of his body went through a light pole, causing a big, massive tear, and because of his damages, he couldn't continue the route. So the handlers, the pilots, and a few New York City police officers had to stab him down to make him fully deflated. This would be bad for Barney, but he was not the only one that got removed from the parade. The Pink Panther, Quick Bunny, Sonic the Hedgehog, and one other balloon that were severely damaged, with the latter one causing a serious accident that made the last two balloons removed from the parade. As for the parade's broadcast on NBC, when a balloon does not reach Herald Square, NBC shows either a test flight footage, if it's the balloon's debuted, or show a previous year when the balloon was at Herald Square. For Barney, the footage that was used for him was 1994.
Trying to get into the act, that prehistoric purple people pleaser, the Balloon Barney. This stupendous balloon is furnished by the folks at Lyric Studios.
Of course, unfortunately, Barney had to succumb to the winds as well. This is on tape. Balloon Barney's fourth great adventure down Broadway. So this five-time Emmy winner is an old friend by now. 200 million years old, to be exact.
Do you guys know where Barney lives?
Well, I heard after he wrapped up the film, he bought a pad in Malibu.
Oh, tell him, Al.
Barney lives in your imagination.
Oh, I knew that. Do you think I was done?
You know, all the balloons that are vertical are the ones that have had the most trouble with the winds, and that's why we've had those problems.
The Westward Ho float is rolling.
In 1998, when Macy's and the people of New York City have the new rules for the balloons on their size limits, the expansion of the handlers and pilots, and have two utility vehicles to help control the balloons, surprisingly, despite of his accident in the previous year, Barney was one of the balloons that got to stay in the parade. And it was pretty exciting, as 1998 marked Barney's 10th anniversary thanks to the show Barney and the Backyard Gang. But like the previous year, it was heavy winds with the addition of heavy rain, which managed to deflate 4 balloons before even starting the parade. But luckily, Barney managed to survive the entire route.
And with a few more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches under his belt, the Barney balloon, that prehistoric purple people pleaser, furnished by Lyric Studios. Try saying
That was a tongue twister, wasn't it? Everybody's favorite T-Rex is roaming down Broadway for his 5th stupendous year, Katie.
And Barney thinks giving hugs is super-de-duper, and his young friends agree. Boy, although you'd have to climb 6 flights of stairs to throw your arms around this Barney. Do you know where Barney lives, Matt? Don't even think about saying Jurassic Park.
Then I'm out of guesses, no.
All right, well, Barney actually lives in your imagination.
That was my second choice.
Marietta, Georgia's Walton High School marching band performed in the opening.
Then, in 1999, to promote the holiday special Barney's Night Before Christmas and the live stage show Barney's Musical Castle.
All set to have a super-de-duper millennium is Balloon Barney, also furnished by Lyric Studios. The real Barney, by the way, will be roaming the U.S. and Canada on a 2-year tour of the live show Barney's Musical Castle. If Barney weren't already a star, he might experience a little age discrimination in the workplace because he's 200 million years old.
But he looks pretty good, Katie, and much taller than any T-Rex in history. He's half the size of the Museum of Natural History, just 2 blocks up from the parade starting line. He's stupendous.
Red Hot Recording Stars 98 Degrees, followed by Santa sledding into Herald Square when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade continues.
Then the next 2 years come in the new millennium in 2000 and in 2001.
Barney. Now check out the stupendous one as he roams down Broadway. High five in the crowd for the 6th consecutive year. Balloon Barney really is stupendous, 3 times taller than any T-Rex in history.
Barney is furnished by Lyric Studios, and his super-de-duper advice for his millions of fans, well, always be kind and be sure to say please and thank you.
And be sure to visit your dentist at least twice every million years. This Dinosaur who lives in your imagination, like all of today's balloons, was brought to life through the imagination of the creative staff at Macy's Design Studio.
Beyond the imagination, that's how Cheshire High School band director. All right, rock on Barney, BJ, and Baby Bob. Following in his own footsteps, it's our old
Okay.
friend.
We get it.
In fact, you make a friend like this, what, once every 200 million years? Balloon Barney is furnished by Hip Entertainment, and our prehistoric pal proves that wisdom does in fact come with age. Barney's been a friend and teacher to kids in more than 100 countries on 6 continents.
How does the purple one get his kicks? Well, the real Barney danced with the Rockettes in a show that was a Gigantosaurus sellout. Balloon Barney had to sit that one out, however. He can barely duck his head into that 60-foot-high grand foyer of Radio City Music Hall.
You all know his favorite saying.
It's super-de-duper!
And you're scary how good you are at that. And his birthplace in your imagination.
It's Macy's Parade number 3 for Jerry Hoover's show band.
A month later, after the 2001 parade, a special Macy's Parade exhibit at Universal Studios Orlando during the holiday season featured some of the Macy's balloons past and present, and Barney was there along with Rocky and Bullwinkle, Wild Thing, Jimmy Neutron, Pikachu, Cassie, and the head of Woody Woodpecker. Then comes 2002 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of his second show that we know, Barney&Friends on PBS Kids.
Right. Rock on, Barney, BJ, and Baby Bob. Meanwhile, waving his way down Broadway, that prehistoric purple people pleaser himself, Balloon Barney, furnished by Hit Entertainment. Everybody's favorite T-Rex is roaming down Broadway for his 9th stupendous year. The longest running balloon in this 76th anniversary parade.
You know that Barney is big on old world values like being kind and saying please and thank you, and he thinks giving hugs is dynamite. Although you'd have to climb 6 flights of stairs to throw your arms around Balloon Barney.
Now, for any dino dolls watching Balloon Barney today, some personals. Height, 3 times taller than any T-Rex in history. Favorite food, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And favorite saying, super-de-duper. Birthplace, your imagination.
Piscataway, New
After 2002, the original Barney balloon was retired, making a total of 9 appearances. Then the following year in 2003, Hit Entertainment decided to sponsor an all-new Barney balloon called Strike Up the Band Barney. In this design, Barney is wearing a marching hat and carrying his own horn.
Okay, looks like another director is ready to roll. check out our 200-million-year-old purple pal, the brand new Strike Up the Band Barney, furnished by Hit Entertainment. Barney's tooting his own horn, which is taller than 3 of today's marching band leaders. Actually, their entire bands could fit inside this Dino Director.
And we hope that Barney doesn't get a big head, Katie. His colorful blue and gold hat is a size 196. Kind of like it. Never mind. This year's Super De-Duper Barney may be saying it with the Super De-Duper may be saying it with music, but the message forever remains the same. It's all about thank you, please, and I love you.
Lizzie McGuire's Hilary Duff, recording superstars Maya and Aaron Carter, the cast of Sesame Street. Don't miss a beat, live here on NBC.
Then in 2004, to promote Barney's Colorful World Live.
All right, let the drums roll out, let the trumpet call. It's Strike Up the Band Barney, furnished by Hit Entertainment. It's been dancing into the hearts of children for 16 years. That's just a start for a dino like Barney, because he's 200 million years old.
And much taller than any T-Rex in history. He's half the size of the Museum of Natural History, 2 blocks up from the parade starting line. He is super de-duper.
I'm so glad you had to say that. Barney's lessons are timeless. As a helping hand for growing children, he'll be encouraging kids to share, care, and of course, learn for millions of years to come.
The Viking Marching Band from New York.
And finally, in 2005, but his left leg was torn by a tree before he started, with the addition of a dented nose.
Okay, stepping out to the beat of the parade, that's the historic people pleaser, Strike Up the Band Barney, furnished by Hit Entertainment. Who needs a big brass band when you've got Barney's horn, which is taller than 3 of today's band directors?
Our purple guy's bigger than a T-Rex, which, of course, Katie will tell you, ate meat and grass and plants. Barney prefers good old peanut butter and jelly with a big glass of milk, and today, Barney would need a glass as tall as a telephone pole.
In Barney's 200 million years, sharing, caring, and learning have become a few of his favorite things, and since he first danced into their hearts, he's been a favorite of children everywhere.
Like all of today's marching bands.
After 2005, the Strike Up the Band Barney balloon was retired, making the mandatory appearance of 3. Although this version didn't last long, the Barney balloons made a total of 12 appearances in the parade's history. Even though he's no longer in the parade, he still has a legacy, specifically through 1997. As his accident he had that year went viral in 2013 as Thanksgiving 97, the day Barney was killed, with the original video, in such good quality by all means, having over 6.2 million views on YouTube as of October 2019. This accident also showed up on other portions of the media, such as Snapchat and the Weather Channel. Look, I know it was an accident, but since Barney was a show that was liked by kids and despised by parents, I think those people who hate him or might have nightmares from him say he did deserve that. Super Grover, Mr. Monopoly, and next, Angry Birds is Red. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more on Bry Guy 2000.